the top, ain't never gonna stop. To the top, to the top, ain't never gonna stop. Never gonna keep me down. Still the one that's standing now. Destiny is calling me, go down in history. Every day I fight to be legendary. Fly high, or will I fall? Legends made when faith is strong. No time to bleed, I'm conquering. I'm pushing the pain, I'm up for the prize. Some people wanna turn and run, but the strong rise under the gun. Top to the top, ain't never gonna stop. To the top, to the top, ain't never gonna stop. Never gonna keep me down. Still the one that's standing now. Destiny is calling me, go down in history. Every day I fight to be legendary. Every day I fight to be wings are made to fly, made to fly. Fears are born to die, born to die. Pushing through the pain, through the pain. Pushing through, breaking through, whatever it takes, what I gotta do. Giving my all, giving all that I got. Never will stop till I get to the top. Top to the top, ain't never gonna stop. To the top, to the top, ain't never gonna stop. Never gonna keep me down. Still the one that's standing now. Destiny is calling me, go down in history. Every day I fight to be legendary. Never gonna keep me down. Still the one that's standing now. Destiny is calling me, go down in history. Every
smell what The Rock is cooking. The Rock says, The Rock says, The Rock says, The Rock. They talk to me. You got your rules and your religion, all designed to keep you safe. But when rules start getting broken, you start questioning your faith. I have a voice that is my savior, hates to love and loves to hate. I have a voice that has the knowledge and the power to your fate. I hear voices crying, I see heroes dying, I taste blood that's drying, I feel tension rising. I hear voices in my head.
Hello and welcome to the WWE Wrestling Talk Show with Lisa Rock Jones and
Sean Brandon Smith, and we'll bring you our reactions to Elimination Chamber, or was it but the other name for it is
the Predictable Chamber, / Domination Chamber, and we'll get to that momentarily.
Which took place from the city of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, in the Wells Fargo Center, where 14,000 of the good 14,853 of the WWE Universe took part as fair witness to the Elimination Chamber.
Yes, this was once the home of a little promotion called ECW.
Yes, a long time ago.
But let's take a look at this. With, at least as it stands, with WrestleMania 24 days away, unless it gets called off because of a coronavirus, but that's a whole different story.
Yes.
This WrestleMania was kind of shaped by this card, and we had a good idea of what was going to happen.
Yes.
We had 8 matches take place on the card.
We did. One of which taking place on the pre-show again, out of nowhere after we finished recording. Darn you, WWE!
So, the team of Kurt Hawkins and Zack Ryder took on the Viking Raiders.
Of Eric and Ivar.
And in a squash of about 5 minutes, the Viking Raiders won.
Pretty much, let's move on to the main card.
The main card opened up with a very entertaining match between Daniel Bryan and Drew Gulak.
And this was after Daniel Bryan made the challenge to Drew Gulak after following the events of last week's SmackDown.
When Gulak says that he knows all of Bryan's weaknesses, and he kind of did, because he countered practically everything that Bryan threw at him.
Pretty much.
But at the end of the match, after going back and forth for 14 minutes,
yep,
Daniel Bryan was able to lock on the Yes Lock.
He was.
And won by technical submission.
Pretty much, Drew Gulak passed out.
Yes, and after the match, in a kind of show of respect, Daniel Bryan started a yes chant that was kind of directed towards Gulak.
Yeah, I most certainly think it was.
Second, we have the United States Championship match when yet again Humberto Carrero is challenging Andrade.
The newly reinstated Andrade for the United States Championship.
This match could have gone either way, depending if WWE were going to punish Andrade and take the title off of him, which they still might do, but they might want to save it until Mania.
Or maybe sooner than that, who knows?
True. But after having back and forth matches for 12 minutes, and again a typical move from Andrade, he managed to roll up Humberto, holding the tights to get the 3 count, and Andrade escapes yet again with the United States Championship.
But as we said earlier, the question is, for how long?
Yes. Tick-tock, tick-tock.
But now it's time for our first of 2 Elimination Chamber matches.
Yes. This was the Elimination Chamber match for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships, the second Elimination Chamber match to have Smack Tag Team titles defended in them.
The Dirt Sheet, otherwise known as Miz and Morrison, defended their championships against the New Day of Big E and Kofi Kingston,
The Usos, Heavy Machinery of Otis and Tucker,
Lucha House Party of Grand Metalik and Lindsay Dorado,
and Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode. Now, we know that Ziggler and Roode had the advantage of entering the match last by winning the gauntlet match.
yes, as of the results of last week's SmackDown.
However, starting this match was a renewal of an old rivalry between the Usos and the New Day.
Kicking off where they last left off.
Third in was the Lucha House Party,
Who pulled us some spectacular move by using the chamber to their advantage, but they would do that later on in the match.
Then came in the Tag Team Champions of Miz and Morrison.
Well, immediately it went to work, but then this is where the Lucha House Party and I think Lindsay Dorado climbed to the top of the chamber and leapt off of it.
Yes. Well, they did that after Heavy Machinery entered the ring. And we'll get to what happened to them in a moment. Which, of course, allowed Ziggler and Roode to enter last. Now, order of elimination. First to go, with a little bit of help from Heavy Machinery, with the Lucha House Party.
So I'll say this, the Lucha House Party have been eliminated.
Then we go to a very interesting spot, because Otis was dying to get his hands on Dolph Ziggler because of the whole Mandy Rose situation.
And to any person in that situation, why wouldn't you feel that way?
So eventually when they did do this, Otis decided to charge at one of the pods,
Yep.
only for Ziggler to move out of the way. Otis would not only go through the pod, but on both sides. He would go through the pod on both sides and literally tumble out of the chamber onto the outside.
We have never seen that happen before. I mean, we've seen somebody go through the chamber. To go through it twice and fall out of the chamber to the outside,
The whole point of
that's uncanny.
the whole point of a chamber is to keep you in the ring.
Not out of it.
This would lead to Tucker being pinned by Roode and Ziggler, eliminating them.
Heavy Machinery have been eliminated.
Then we would get the elimination of Ziggler and Roode, which Michael Cole absolutely went ballistic for,
He did.
by when they were eliminated by the Usos.
Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode are eliminated.
This would leave The New Day, The Usos, and Miz and Morrison.
But then,
The fourth team to be eliminated were The New Day by Miz and Morrison.
the New Day have been eliminated.
And then, in a sneaky kind of move, but also legal in an Elimination Chamber, The Miz would have his feet up on the rope for extra leverage to pin one of the Usos, so that Miz and Morrison have retained the SmackDown Tag Team Championships, which makes sense because they only won the titles like a week and a half ago at Super Showdown.
Pretty much, so it would make sense for them to retain the championships. And the match in total was 32 minutes. Yeah, it's actually 33 minutes to be exact.
Next, we go to a no disqualification match between AJ Styles
And Aleister Black.
Now, this whole thing goes back to before Super Showdown, when the OC decided to attack Aleister Black.
Yes, backstage for literally no reason.
Then we had the little altercation between a dead man and Styles at Super Showdown. That would piss off Styles, and he would badmouth this certain dead man. Not a good idea.
And it also prompted a little intervention from Hollywood actor Mark Wahlberg.
Yes. Then when we go to this past week's episode of Raw, before the Chamber, it was supposed to be Aleister Black versus AJ Styles. That kind of turned into a gauntlet match where Aleister Black had to take on Gallows and Anderson.
Yep.
To get to AJ Styles, which he did, but then there was nothing left.
No.
So now we get to this match, which it was fairly entertaining. It went 23 minutes and 15 seconds.
Yes.
And for the most part, the OC stayed on the outside of the ring.
But very quickly they would get involved.
Well, towards the end, after AJ Styles had targeted the leg of Aleister Black to try to eliminate Black Mass.
Yep.
We had candlesticks involved.
Ouch, ouch, ouch.
Chairs.
Ouch.
Tables.
Get the tables. Ouch.
But when Aleister Black was going for Black Mass, that would be when the OC got involved, and it looked like they were going to do a 3-on-1 beatdown. I think they hit the Magic Killer. And AJ Styles, being also cocky, was going to go for a phenomenal forearm when you were warned, Styles, this happened. Yes.
The lights out and the lights went back up.
And Taker had both of the OC members in chokeholds. AJ Styles attempted to do a phenomenal forearm from behind onto Taker. Got caught into a chokeslam. The other gone again. He's gone. Black Mass. 1, 2, 3. Yep. The winner of this match is Aleister Black. However,
give a huge assist to the Undertaker.
However, that did not sit well with AJ Styles, who came out on Raw, did something I have never seen before by calling Undertaker of his real name, aka
Something we've never seen.
Mark Calloway. Brought up Michelle McCool and basically blamed her for the reason that Undertaker is still wrestling, despite what happened at WrestleMania 33. And now it is set for next week on Raw on 316 day that there will be a contract signing between AJ Styles and The Undertaker for a match at WrestleMania.
And what's the bet? And we all know that contract signings in WWE always end in some huge brawl.
That depends. I mean, they may, considering it's 316 day, and we all know who's going to be there, they may have him monetize this contract signing.
Yes, that's very, very true.
Next we go to the Street Profits defending the Raw Tag Team titles against the Monday Night Messiah of Seth Rollins and Murphy.
And for Seth Rollins, we say, he's not the Messiah, he's a very naughty boy. To the match.
Yes, well, this was a typical tag team match. Because at the end of it, there was a interesting development. Because Kevin Owens, who has been a thorn in the side of Rollins for goodness knows how long at this point.
Yes, decided to walk down the ramp, holding a bag of popcorn and eat it while he jumped the barricade.
Yes, so this would distract
Seth Rollins and me.
Seth Rollins more, so he would get hammered into the barricade by one member of the Street Profits. I believe that was Anglo Dawkins.
Yes.
Then we would get a Spinebuster, Frog Express, 1, 2, 3, winners of the match, and still Raw Tag Team Champions of Street Profits, which makes perfect sense because of the fact they had just won the title 6 days earlier.
But unfortunately, the humiliation for Seth Rollins was not quite done there, because after the match, Kevin Owens then stunned Seth Rollins in the middle of the ring while dumping popcorn all over a motionless Murphy on the outside.
Yes. Next, we go to a 3-on-1 handicap match for the Intercontinental Championship with Sami Zayn, Shinsuke Nakamura, and Cesaro,
otherwise known as the Artists,
taking on Intercontinental Champion Braun Strowman. Now, the rules to this were that whoever would pin or make Strowman submit would be the Intercontinental Champion.
Yes.
And this was a weird match. For most of the match, Strowman controlled Cesaro and Nakamura. Zayn wanted nothing to do with it.
Yeah, he had nothing to do with it the whole entire match.
And then we had the end of it where, let's just say we had a Kinshasa, which Strowman managed to kick out of. But then he ran into the barricade.
Yep.
I mean ring post.
Ouch.
And there was a Kinshasa where to the ring post, which hurt.
It did. Ow.
Then here we had a what do we call this?
I don't know what we call it.
It's like a suplex into the Hoover kick.
Yeah, a bit of an unusual mix.
And which allowed Sami Zayn to pin Braun Strowman to win the Intercontinental Championship. But more so than that, it'll be his first championship win since apologies.
Not now a champion. And it's the first title he's won since he won the NXT Championship in 2015.
2014. Apologies for the technical difficulty there.
Yeah, nothing could be helped there, but we'll carry on as normal.
So, where were we? And then
We are now to the final Elimination Chamber match.
Yes, we are now at the main event.
This is to determine the number one contender to face the man, Becky Lynch, at WrestleMania for the Raw Women's Championship at WrestleMania 36.
Yes, so let's take a look at how this went, shall we?
So the participants were Natalya,
Ruby Riott,
Liv Morgan,
Sarah Logan,
one half of the Women's Tag Team Champions, Asuka,
and Shayna Baszler.
So, entrants into the pods were...
The first entrant was Sarah Logan. Sorry, no, whoa. Sorry. Starting the match, we had Natalya and Ruby Riott. Into the pods, we had Sarah Logan, Liv Morgan, Asuka, and Shayna.
And Baszler, yeah.
So, first to be released from the pod was Sarah Logan,
who immediately went after Ruby Riott.
Yes, because they have a long-standing issue, which will probably result in some kind of match.
At WrestleMania, who knows?
Then the fourth person out of the pod, or second person out of the pod, was Shayna Baszler, and this is where it gets a little bit interesting.
Yeah, to say the least.
First to be eliminated practically immediately, Sarah Logan.
Sarah Logan has been eliminated.
Then, about 20 seconds after that, Ruby Riott goes.
Ruby Riott has been eliminated.
Then, about a minute after that, after having the pod door slammed on her, Natalya is eliminated.
Natalya has been eliminated, leaving Shayna Baszler all alone in the chamber.
Next to come out would be Liv Morgan.
Who didn't stand a chance.
Didn't last long, and she would be eliminated.
Liv Morgan has been eliminated.
This would leave the clash that we've all been waiting for.
Since the days of NXT.
The two most dominant women in NXT, Asuka and Shayna Baszler, going head to head. Only one can come out on top.
Only one, and to be honest, they put on a little bit of a good show, but in the end,
it was Asuka who was eliminated,
making Shayna Baszler the number one contender to Becky Lynch's Raw Women's Championship at WrestleMania 36.
This was a 21-minute Elimination Chamber match.
And there was a little bit of controversy, a little bit of backlash from the WWE Universe at the end of the match.
With the way it was booked. Yes, they could have slightly booked it right. They could have done it a little bit different, but the result would have ended up the same.
Yeah.
The history in this match is that Shayna Baszler has become the first person to eliminate every single participant in a Elimination Chamber match. I nearly said Royal Rumble.
You're a little bit behind with the pay-per-views there, mate.
Yes, so that does it for the Elimination Chamber.
We'll run through the match results one more time.
On the pre-show, the Viking Raiders defeated Hawkins and Ryder.
Daniel Bryan defeated Drew Gulak by technical submission.
Andrade defeated Humberto Carrero to successfully retain the United States Championship.
The Miz and Morrison retained their SmackDown Tag Team Championships in the Elimination Chamber after defeating The New Day, The Usos, Heavy Machinery, Lucha House Party, and Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode.
Alistair Black, with a little bit of assistance from The Undertaker, defeated AJ Styles in a no disqualification match.
The Street Profits retained the Raw Tag Team Championships against the Messiahs of Seth Rollins and Murphy.
Sami Zayn won the Intercontinental Championship by pinning Braun Strowman in a 3-on-1 handicap match.
And Shayna Baszler defeated Natalya, Liv Morgan, Asuka, Ruby Riott and Sarah Logan to become the number one contender for the Men's Raw Women's Championship at WrestleMania 36, providing it still goes ahead.
Yes, providing that Tampa feel that it can still go ahead. We are just 24 days away from
the show of shows.
And we so next time you speak to us or we speak to you, we shall bring you the 2020 Hall of Fame class, followed by NXT TakeOver Tampa, and hopefully followed by WrestleMania.
So, until then,
Reese Warlock Jones, and he's been
Sean Randy Smith, and hopefully we'll see you in those 20 days.